Uh-oh.
Such good shit!
Hey, Mark Rodriguez here, and you're watching the final 2023 episode of America's #1 cure of insomnia, the Diving Cutter Wrestling Podcast. And with me are...
Jack Knives from Jack Knives Reviews.
Wendy, also known as Ninja Jupi or Jupi-chan, whichever you choose. And now I want to turn this over to the one, the only, the man of the power, the man of the hour, the man that always has the high shoes that'll be ready for me whenever I come visit. Johnny Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
There we go. So today we're going to be talking about our predictions for AEW World's End because, you know, Tony Khan is determined to get $50 out of us at least once a month now instead of just 4 times a year and stuff like that. And in some cases, maybe twice a month, and without telling us that some of the stars are fired, you know. But anyways, this is the last one of the year because right now it is the 29th of December, at least as of filming. And obviously, by the time the pay-per-view and we do our stuff, it'll already be 2024. So on this one, since some of us do have to work early tomorrow morning, what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into the predictions right away. And afterwards, we'll talk about some of the news and going-ons and people being released here and there and whatever else, you know, and more Tony Khan bashing. Because like I said, I think you missed it last time, Jack. I was saying the example that Riho and Yuka Sakazaki could be doing like little slap fights in the corner while Tony Khan is cowering because he fears for his life, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So anyways, let's get started here. World's End, final pay-per-view of for All Elite Wrestling. How elite it is it depends on...
You're not wrong.
Depending
You're
on
not wrong.
You know. Yeah. So the first one we have is going to get a pass here because we don't know who's in it, so we can't predict. It's a 20-man battle royale for a future AEW TNT Championship match. No one's been announced, so we can't really whatever. We'll skip it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to refresh afterwards because maybe they will announce it during Rampage or something. We don't know. Now, the weird thing is that they're still going to have Collision tomorrow. Pay-per-view's tomorrow and Saturday. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's going to be like fucking 10 hours of wrestling. You're going to watch Collision and the pay-per-view. Like, weird. Anyways,
I think they're probably gonna make they're probably gonna oh I was gonna say they're probably gonna make Collision the pre-show, I guess. Wouldn't that I guess? I don't know.
I mean, it would make the most sense, but you know, it is Tony Khan. So anyways, the first match we got people announced is Hook versus Wheeler Yuta for FTW Rules match, whatever that is, for the FTW Championship. And I mean, I'm gonna give it to Hook. I don't see Wheeler winning it. Well, I am surprised though. I do want to see.
Well, they did just
because this is going to be the first one I think of like an actual singles match. I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I guess the Hook versus Jungle Boy kind of counts, but yeah, we haven't really seen too many Hook singles matches that are not like jobbers, and you know they get taken down in 2 minutes or something. Maybe when he's in a tag match or something, but we don't get to see too many, you know. And Wheeler Yuta, like him or hate him, he still is sort of high caliber. So I am curious, Hook versus Wheeler, but I'm still going to give it to Hook anyways. But that should be interesting match. You know, like Wheeler's not going to go down in 2 minutes despite all of us making jokes and comments and memes. You know what I mean? So I'm curious about that one.
It isn't Wheeler Yuta the pure champion too?
Yeah, he's still the pure champion. Now, the weird thing is,
I win the
no
Ring of
idea
Honor
what
pure champion from Shibata.
Yeah, he still was the champ. He still retained in Ring of Honor. He had a match against I forgot his name, that Lawler guy, I think. But he retained. But I don't know what the heck FTW rules even are, but
Hardcore. Just hardcore.
I mean, it is a Taz belt, so
that's all it is. I think it's a fall. I think, yeah. I'll just give it to Hook. I mean, really, I don't really see. It seems like this is one of those matches they just slapped together and they just wanted to, you know, like you said. Apparently, Hook, from everything I've read, he hasn't even been on TV in weeks, maybe months. I don't know.
I think
I don't
this
know.
is probably
Anyway,
previous.
but yeah, I'll give it to Hook.
Yeah, this is kind of like you know, sometimes you see on the recordings instead of you being here live. This is one of those matches where it's kind of, I think it's one of those where you can't even pretend to give a shit about.
Yeah, I'm like, I think it's like I said, I think it's just one of those matches where they're like, crap, the Hook versus Yuta. Yeah, Yuta. Okay, put it on. Like, I think that's I think that's pretty much what it was. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it to Hook.
Hard part is I don't know how we're going to ship all these figures over to Virginia and have them,
Mm,
arrive in one piece and all that. But
well,
we'll figure it out.
just,
Your thoughts, Jupes?
okay. I have a question.
Hmm.
I do have a question. Okay. You guys know me pretty well, right? Who
Mm-hmm.
do you think I would pick for this match?
Hook.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Yuta. No,
Obviously, Moxley. But he's not even in the match, but you're going to vote for Moxley,
Oh, of course. He's not even in the match. No, but of course. Yeah, of course. Hook. Why? Because Hook hasn't, done all that much lately. So yeah, it'd be nice to see him do something. And like you also pointed out, it's rare to see him do many singles matches these days. So let's see what they do with Hook. And I hope he wins. I'm sorry. Utah is just what do you think, John?
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's just Utah just like got really boring and generic at this point. Like he's a good wrestler, but I think his persona, his personality is totally lacking.
What
And it's
personality?
just
Scrappy Dog,
okay, the lack of
Look at
personality.
him,
He doesn't have
look at him.
charisma. Yeah, and it's just like they want to make him heel so bad, but he's even bad at being a heel. So it's like I don't really like Weirder used to have potential, but somewhere along the line they screw it all up. And it's Tony Khan we're talking about, so we're not too surprised about that one. And they just didn't give him any character. I forgot what to say. They didn't give him any character development. It's just he's just like there.
Yeah.
what's really funny.
But yeah, for this match,
Go on.
I'd rather have Hook win this match. Not only that, but Hook doesn't really fight that much, so it would be good to actually see him win the damn match on a pay-per-view. So that would be pretty good.
What's so funny to say is Hook is pretty bland but he has a bag of chips, which is still more than Yuta has. He's less than a bag of chips. So it's true. Because literally, like, remember when he was trying, remember when Yuta was trying to sound tough and he's all like, I get my ass kicked every single day. They beat me up constantly. I'm like, I don't think that's a brag, dude.
That's like bragging like I'm the weakest link of the combat club. I'm now coming for you.
Hug, are you okay? It's like I have always been at the last of the line. I have been kicked out of Comic-Con. I've never talked to a woman. You have no idea how tough I am. I'm like, I roll it back. What'd you just say? Like what?
But I will say this much. I still think Hook in general has more personality than Utah. His silent demeanor, you can interpret it in a way that you want. Utah's trying too hard. Hook doesn't have to.
Because he understands. The thing of it is what Hook is, if you look at Hook, he's trying, his character is basically what I was just going to say was with regards to Hook, his character is essentially trying to be Taz from ECW. If you rewatch old ECW, Taz never talked. He just came out, kicked people's ass and left. He didn't do anything. He didn't say anything. And he just so I think they're trying to repackage that kind of character. He only said like a little bit, and they're trying to repackage that character into like a modern era, to like a modern age. The problem was when they tried bringing Taz to like WWF back in the day, they gave him a mic and he kept talking so much, and I'm like, it took away the prestige of his character. So I think that's kind of what they're worried about with Hook, because not having met Hook, he's got a pretty soft-spoken voice. Like he just kind of sounds like some young kid, and I don't think that's very intimidating for a lot of people.
Oh, it's gonna be like the Mike Tyson thing, just not as bad, huh?
Just like Tony Khan.
It's not that bad. It's more like he just kind of sounds like, like just any generic teenager on he kind of sounds like a less enthused Mr. Beast. That's basically his voice.
Oh,
He's like, hey guys, we're going to go do this and everything's cool, which isn't really intimidating. So it's kind of like, I get it.
Yeah. So next match we got here is Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley. They're the finals for the AEW Continental Classic for the inaugural Triple Crown Championship. So basically it's Ring of Honor World Championship and, New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championship and the inaugural AEW Continental Championship, because of course you don't have, enough championships. I'm going to give it to Eddie Kingston. And I know that they're going to probably do the Super Moxley thing, but I still want to give it to Eddie Kingston, God damn it. I like his spirit, though. And I know people make fun of his weight and his whatever, but he still looks like someone you don't want to piss off at the bar or in the dark alley. Oh, you were talking shit, huh? You were talking shit about me, huh? Like you don't want him in your face. You know what I mean? He looks more like a more realistic tough guy you would see than the larger than life fucking living action figures that other wrestlers are. I like I said, I understand the people making cracks at him because he's chubby and he's not like ripped or whatever, but you wouldn't want him in your face. You know what I mean?
No.
Like Johnny, you were in Chicago. He looks like the
first.
kind of guy you don't want to fuck with if he was like in Chicago somewhere.
Oh hell no!
Like Johnny be walking like like man, that dude's fat. What you been saying? What you been saying? You're like, oh boy, Johnny's getting chopped.
Well, I like his theme. I like how he carries himself how he goes to the ring, how he carries himself. Like you said, he has that persona, that attitude that just exudes from it. Like, you mess with me, I'm gonna knock you out. That type of thing. That is something I actually do like about Eddie Kingston. He's intimidating. He looks the part. He plays the part. Now, for this match, I'm sorry. Once again, you already know who I want to pick, so we don't even need to go over that part. But yeah, I'm going for Eddie Kingston for this one, obviously, because Moxley need to go jump in the lake somewhere. Like I said, I could be. You see, right now I'm eating an almond, and I would root for this almond over Moxley.
The only problem is,
and also something else. No, what?
If Moxley jumps in the lake, it's like,
what?
Why is the lake turning red?
Now I was gonna say also with Kingston, Kingston is from New York. He acts like a New Yorker to me. He got the thing with the chip on his shoulder. I mean, no offense to people who are from New York. My father's New Yorker, and he still acts this way, and I don't understand why. He's been out of New York for like 100 years, but whatever. But yeah, they got like that chip on their shoulder, like, yeah, dare you to knock it off. That's how Kingston comes across to me, and I kind of like that persona because it really works in the ring for him. But yeah, I think I think Kingston should win. Moxley should just, do the right thing and lose. All right, how about you, John?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, honestly, personally, I prefer Eddie Kingston over Jon Moxley a million times. Eddie's his gimmick, his personality, and thing that he has going on with him. Eddie Kingston, actually is a really good wrestler. And he just goes right to it. He's like he goes straight to business. He's there to fight. Show his skills, beat him up, and collect a paycheck at the end of the day. But he really is serious about it. There's a lot of wrestlers that they have certain gimmicks and they want to do this and they want to do that. But Eddie Kingston is just straight up, just wants to go straight to the point. So yeah, for this match, I would agree. Eddie Kingston all the way. I'd rather have him win versus Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
The thing of it is until I saw what they did to the brackets from from what a bunch of people are telling me about, or from what I've seen of the Breakfast Classic. I'm not calling it the Continental. I'm calling it the Classic, the Breakfast Classic with the breakfast title, because that's what it is. Anyway, the breakfast tournament was a ripoff of the G1. Now, normally, here's where it fucks up. So in the G1, in an event of a tie, even a three-way tie, the way they determine who would win it, would be the person of the three people who got pinned would be eliminated. So in this instance, it would have been Swerve, Jay, and Moxley. Jay pinned Moxley, so Moxley shouldn't have even gotten to the finals. So with that being said, that means that Khan literally rigged the tournament so Moxley would win. Knowing that, Moxley's going to win the belts. Because he's going to win all three, because they have to stroke his ego and they have to beg him not to leave. Because that's pretty much all it is. They go like, hey, we'll give you 2 belts and some breakfast. And he's like, can I use the fork? And he's like, they're like, sure can, Johnny. And that's basically what happened. That's what I think is going to happen. And I think Moxley, I don't like Moxley. I hate him. You know that. But, that being said,
honestly, I would have preferred that if we would have gotten that 3. I don't know. I think it would have made more sense if it would have Swerve and Jay personally. Is that Moxley, like I said, Moxley shouldn't even been in it. I don't want to end up with that.
The way they were building it, I'm like, okay, they had Jay lose already, the world title shot. Okay, well, maybe they have bigger plans for it. And it turns out, nope, they want to screw him again and again and again and again. So I'm like, okay, well, up yours then. So my thing of it was, I thought it was either going to be down to Jay or Swerve, like Swerve versus Andrade. That would have been an awesome match, something like that. But no, nope, got to go with Eddie and his pal. Oh, yeah. What you guys want to bet there's going to be some bleeding in this match? It's guaranteed blood.
Yeah.
I'm not that much of a betting person, but I would bet my life savings on that there will be blood in some way or form.
Oh boy. So next we got something interesting, because this is a debut for pay-per-view. We got Julia Hart going up against Abaddon for the AEW TBS Championship. And I want to say, I believe this is the first time that Abaddon has ever been in a pay-per-view, because I don't think she's ever been, not even on the kickoff show or whatever. This is her first thing. This is kind of cool because, hey, Abaddon finally earned herself that pay-per-view paycheck. And not only that, but more eyes on her and her character. The only thing I'm predicting is because since they're also involved in the storyline, most likely we might have Sky Blue come in trying to cheat, and we might have Thunder Rosa come in to stop them from cheating, because they kind of have this kind of thing now with Thunder Rosa hanging out with Abaddon. So, I mean, I don't see Abaddon winning this.
Wait. No, I just have one thing to say. Had nothing to do with predictions, but about Abaddon. Tony Khan was going to do his wrestling toy chest. Then he remembered, oh wait, I still have this action figure. I'm gonna put her in a match. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go for Julia Hart. I'm expecting shenanigans, but I don't think she's not gonna drop the title to Abaddon. I mean, maybe in a year or so when Abaddon raises more into ranks or whatever, but not now.
Easy call, Julia. I do think it's going to be an interesting match, and I think she's going to give her a decent fight, but I think Julia's going to have it in the bag. She's too hot right now for them to drop the belt.
Yeah, I was going to say something. I was about to say that too. What you brought up, Julia Hart is getting really, really over. So yeah, she has that momentum going. So yeah, I couldn't see her losing either. And Abaddon is cool to see her, you know what I mean? Like I said, Tony Khan, remember he had her, took her out out of his toy chest. But, when he's on play fighting with his little action figures, Julia's going to win.
Yeah, I agree with this one. I think it's going to be Judy Hart because she's just starting. They still want to prove a case with Judy Hart. You know, they want to show what she's capable of. So I think she's going to continue winning these matches.
Here's a recreation of Tony Khan booking his matches. It's like, and it's like, oh, wait. I just remember. I still got this one, right? Yeah, let's put him in the pay-per-view and go against Hook or something, you know? Like,
And it's footy pajamas. I mean, someone that fears for his life, I think he still will wear footy pajamas.
he might. All right. So
Probably.
anyways, yeah, I think Jack already said it was an easy win for Julian. Okay, so next one we got here is Timeless Tony Storm with Luther Loitering. Going up against Riho, singles match for the AEW World Championship. And I do want to say, first of all, since when did Riho have a figure? Like his last couple of her last couple of outfits have been showing off that hey, you know, I always thought whenever Rio's in the ring, I always thought some random kid just kind of wandered into the ring and somehow got in there and they let her fight because, you know, Tony's blind or something. But damn, you know, Rio finally hit puberty. There you go. So anyways, I'm going to give it to Timeless Tony Storm because same thing with Julia Hart. She's hot. She's over. Everyone likes her. They love well, at least I love the cheesy, whenever the camera's on her, everything turns black and white and all that kind of crap and everything. So I'm going to give it to Tony Storm, but I think it's going to be a hell of a match because, of course, they're going to be playing up the fact that Riho was the first ever AEW champion. So, well, AEW Women's Champion. So they'll probably go with that angle and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to give it to them and see what's going on. One thing is, for whatever reason, Ruby Soho's been appearing a lot. Like whenever Riho wrestles, she's always like, you know, that whole thing where the wrestlers like watching themselves in the monitor and whatever, you know. So who knows if she'll do some shit or Saraya or someone will do some shit. Because, you know, Tony is still an ex-outcast. They might go after. So possibility of shenanigans with Ruby and Saraya, but I'm going to give it to Tony Storm anyway.
I think it's a shame what they're doing with Mariah May, considering she's an ex-Stardom alumni. She won the Goddess tag. She's a tag champ. Like she's very, very talented. I know you guys probably never seen her wrestle, but she's better than like most of their roster. But the fact that they just relegated her to being a third stringer behind Tony Storm is just such a waste. But with that being said, out of the way, I'm going to say it's obviously going to be Tony Storm who's going to win. Same reason I gave for Julia. She's too hot right now. They're not going to have her drop the belt this soon. They're going to probably wait till there's someone. I think eventually, which to be honest, this is one thing that bugged me is like apparently how they brought back Thunder Rosa was such a fart in the wind. I'm like, dude, this should have been a bigger deal of her coming back. Like, because she's been sitting at commentary for like a year. And I'm like, you finally bring her back for a 5-second pop? Like, what the hell? Like, it should have been building up Thunder Rosa and then building up her and then her fighting Tony Storm. Not now, but like later down the line. And then that Thunder Rosa dethrones Tony Storm and becomes the first ever double champion because they've never had a person who won both the women's and TBS belt.
Okay. Well, this one is obvious. Tony Storm. He got put Riho back in the chest. It's Tony Storm. Tony Storm's going to win this. I have nothing else to add. I have nothing else to contribute. Just Tony Storm. Because Riho is not on the level of Tony Storm, but she is never in black and white. Johnny!
Yeah, I do think everybody else agrees that it's going to be Tony Storm because, you know, she's hot right now. Everybody likes the whole Hollywood gimmick thing that she has going on. The whole, like, the screen turns black and white and stuff, like from the old, you know, silent films. So, yeah, I think it's going to be Tony Storm winning this match against Riho. And it's still going to be a very interesting match. And I think it's been a while, right, since Riho last fought in a big match like this.
And last
But-
time. No, I don't remember the last time. I was gonna say versus Athena, but no, that was Yuka Sakazaki. Yeah, I don't remember the last time Riho was.
It's been I think it was like Double or Nothing. Wasn't it like last year's Double or Nothing?
Oh, wow.
There's another question real quick. Where does Riho wrestle? Doesn't she also wrestle either Stardom or some other place or whatever?
No, she's actually been taking time off of wrestling. Normally she would work for Tokyo Joshi Pro back in the day, but then she left Tokyo Joshi Pro and then she went to Ice Ribbon for a little bit. And then now I don't know where she is right now. Maybe she's in DDT. I don't know. I haven't followed DDT recently with the whole giant merger of the 9 Japanese wrestling promotions. Maybe she could be involved in that. I don't know. They didn't really talk too much about her. I know she's mostly contracted to AEW. So wasn't she out with an injury? I heard she was out with an injury or something.
Yeah, she might have been. It's been a while.
But to answer your question, when did she have a figure? Someone finally gave her a sandwich. Finally gave her a sandwich. And she's like, no, I only want a rice bowl. It's like, no, you're eating a whole ass sandwich. And she's like, no.
Hey, I have a question. I have a request. May I announce the next one?
Yeah, did Johnny already go? I don't know if I cut him off when he was still giving his detailed reasons or.
No, I said it's going to be Toni Storm because, everybody loves her, her style,
Okay.
All right, I just want to announce the next set because I just have a good follow up to this one. Okay, so now that Tony Khan has gotten his obligatory women's matches out of the way, because I don't think there are any other women related matches on this card, so he just put them back to back. Next, we are getting the match of the 8-man tag match between Ricky Starks, Big Bill, the Don Callis family consisting of Konosuke Takeshita and Powerhouse Hobbs, with Don Callis on the side, probably going to cause some trouble, against Les Tex Gods, but since one of the, that's right, which is Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho, because what's-his-face is out. So, guys, what do you think?
Well, you also forget Sting and Darby Allin are going to be there too.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, it's because I remember
it's an 8-man tag.
So Ricky Starks, Big Bill,
Okay, and Sting and Darby Allin.
Yeah, versus Jericho, Sammy, Sting, and Darby.
That's right. Sorry about that, guys. See, I'm learning. Mark needs to teach me better.
Jupi,
Mark, you're advanced in pie.
Jupi, it's okay that you forgot who was on the bill because so did Tony Khan.
Oh, thank you. I do appreciate that because, it's just
anyway.
So anyway, you guys do your predictions. Go in our normal order. Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
Hang on. Before we do the predictions, is it safe to assume, just from the way that they were building it, that more than likely, had Kenny not been stepped aside, more than likely the belts were going to be dropped to Kenny and Jericho, as it's like that's the direction they were going to go? Because remember they had a tag title shot with them at World's End. Remember, they built it up like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I almost said Jericho and Omega before I said, oh wait, it's him and Sammy.
Yeah, because that's the way they were building it. It was like the Golden Jets were going to fight those two, and then they did that whole promo thing, and they say, "All right, we'll see you at World's End," and then they showed this in. So, can we all agree it's safe to assume more than likely they were going to have Big Bill and Starks drop the belts to Kenny and Jericho based off of, the way it was being booked, because they kept trying to build them as a tag team.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just wanted to ask that out of the way in the first place.
Go on with in that direction before, of course, the Kenny Omega injuries got in the way. But I'm gonna give this one to Jericho's team because everyone loves Sting, everyone loves Darby. And we have the novelty of Guevara being back. He just came back in Dynamite, so with all that going for them, I'm assuming they're going to win, and of course, I'm still a Jericho fan. I'm probably the last one left, but I'm still a Jericho fan. I'm still singing along to Judas and all that, but yeah, I'm going to give it to Jericho and them.
I'm going to laugh so hard if they do this whole Sammy Guevara reuniting with Jericho and they're all buddies, and then Kenny's back and he goes, oh, Kenny's back? Well, now I hate you again. And then like they act like, like as if they just paused the hatred and then just restarted. It's like, oh, and he's back to being evil. Something stupid like that. I would laugh so hard if they did that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Jericho's team too. It's more than likely they're gonna win. I mean, like you said with Sting. I mean, come on. They're not gonna have. Honestly, they're going to keep building up Sting to Revolution, which is, I believe, more than likely, because it's the only thing that makes sense. The final match of Sting is eventually going to be him versus Darby. Let's see. It's the only thing that makes any sense.
Wait. I thought it was Ric Flair.
So it's out in the open.
I thought Sting versus Flair, and whoever wins gets a bucket of wings.
And it's out of the Woo Juice. So what was the energy drink?
Yeah, I think it was just called Woo Energy. Yeah, did you hear about that, Johnny? Just real quick side tangent that Ric Flair has his official hot wings restaurant, and it's called Woo Wings.
Oh my God!
And there are different locations across the U.S. and there's actually one here in Virginia. And my cousin was saying, Wendy, we're taking a road trip. I said, no, we're not. No, we're getting some wings. We got to get some wings, because you got like the styling, high profiling, garlic Parmesan wings. It was just stuff like that. It's like.
Now, that's another thing. Assuming, because you know how it is, these ventures are kind of, but assuming it's still around long enough, we're taking Johnny too. Whenever he comes in.
We have to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do like chicken wings regardless. And hey, Ric Flair, I mean, come on, like.
I want Ric Flair to be serving those wings and going, wings!
Well, I want that, even if it's not Ric Flair, I want the waiter to be doing the strut when he serves the wings.
Yeah. Okay.
I like the plate to be like, as he approaches you.
Oh no, and you have like that his theme playing in the background. You get all the servers will be dressed in robes. Okay, I'm sorry. We're sorry for the side tangent here.
Okay. Johnny, your thoughts? Real quick.
I didn't even give mine, but
well, we'll go Johnny, then we'll go you. Just kind of flip around.
Okay, I kind of have the same train of thought like many of you guys have said. I think the I don't know, like Sex Gods team, because Sting and Art, just for the main fact that Sting and Darby they're in it, and also because it's interesting to see Sammy Guevara fight again, because it's been a hot minute since he last have fought in the ring. And my only things that I hope this time around, Chris Jericho can actually fight better, because I'm sorry, that last pay-per-view, I forgot the last, what was it, the Ring of Honor one? Chris Jericho was just really not fighting that good, and it's kind of disappointing to see him like that. So hopefully this time around he does a much better job.
Yeah, Kenny was pretty much carrying the match for that one.
Yeah. So hopefully, hopefully they win this match. But I'm more for just to see the novelty of seeing Sammy Guevara again and seeing Sting and Darby at it, pretty much. Chris Jericho's kind of like an extra joy at this point.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I have to agree with that one. Yeah, I think they are probably going that route with Jericho's team winning, because as Jack pointed out, it feels like they were going to be going in that direction anyway with Jack and Kenny, and it would have made sense, So yeah, I'm going with Jericho's team, and the fact that they have Sting as part of that team seriously, you don't build up someone like Sting who's on his like final run before he retired and have him like, you know, you don't want to show him weak. You know what I mean? So if Tony Khan had any brain cells, he would not let Sting be on a team that will constantly lose. Just saying.
Yeah.
But then again, this is Tony Khan. But I'm still going with Jericho with this, Jericho's team for this one.
I do like, it's kind of telling, like when this podcast first started, we were kind of, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure we were kind of sort of singing Tony's praises in comparison to Vince McMahon is such good shit, whatever. And now we're like, we're bashing him every possible chance we get, you know? It's just, just shows it, you know?
A lot can happen in a year.
Yeah.
A lot can happen in a year. This podcast is a perfect testament to that because it's like we've seen the ups and downs of this company, and it's it's kind of
ever
it
since
is,
the exploding barbed wire crap, you know what I mean? Like that was like the first time we really started bashing AEW.
Oh my God.
It's weirdly enough ever since, because even though we used to crap on him, weirdly enough, ever since Cody left, like even Punk being there, it was better, but it was like still bad. It was like he was like a guy. It was like trying to bring on a carpenter to a boat that's half in the water. It's like, okay, all right. Anyway, I'm just like, okay. Anyway,
Well, the irony is that for a while, Cody kind of felt like Triple H in the way that WrestleMania, even though he had no story at all, each WrestleMania just had to have a Triple H match those last couple of years, just because it's him. And it kind of felt that way. That's why we got matches like Cody versus Anthony Ogogo and stuff, because he just had to be there somewhere in the pay-per-view,
Well, even like not too long ago, you can tell the difference of the quality of AEW, because now that we're talking about Thunder Rosa as well, notice how the state of affairs, how AEW was when Thunder Rosa was still fighting compared to how AEW is now when she came back. Like you can tell, you notice that the quality is just not there. Like AEW is going through a really rough spot right now compared to how it first started. So it's very noticeable.
The worst part about it is the problem is that in order to facilitate change, you need to acknowledge there's something wrong. And the fucked up and the truth of it is, the core problem is Khan is never wrong because he can't be wrong because his daddy owns the company. And he's already said that whenever someone brought up WWE, he goes, we're not like them. My dad has more money than them. This is my company. I run it better than them. He actually said that in a press conference. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, you remember, you messed up, Jack. You messed up. I think you bleeped a couple of times there.
Yeah, another thing also is I think there was a recent press conference or something that they were asking him about, like, I guess some of the lower numbers of AEW. And in true Tony Khan fashion, he kind of danced around it, but he also mentioned, well, WWE also had lower numbers and all these factors and stuff. But it's like, dude, who asked you about WWE? We're talking about your company. You know what I mean?
Oh, wait, is that the thing I played for you? Did I play with something like that for you? Yeah, we were listening.
There's an old saying that Dusty Rhodes used to say, and this is a real saying he used to say. He said, when he was talking about WCW, but it's true. He used to say, he said, the problem is when you're pissing up a wall, you don't realize you're getting yourself wet. And that's essentially what he's doing. He's pissing up at WWE. It's like, dude. And he's like, and it's like, you're getting it on your own face. You're an idiot. Just focus on yourself. Don't focus on them. Focus on you, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I know this is just slightly off topic, but my cousin Kevin, he has been just in the mood for older matches and stuff, and he's been watching a lot of Dusty Rhodes lately. So I just think it's just interesting you brought that up, and he's up there watching a bunch of Dusty Rhodes matches. So.
Mm. So next match we got here is Christian Cage going up against Adam Copeland and a no disqualification for the AEW TNT Championship match. This is kind of, I don't know. I want to give it to Adam Copeland because the pop will be huge and Christian is such a douche. He doesn't really need a title. And of course, the story can continue even if he loses because now, of course, he wants payback and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they can keep it going without him being champ. He's enough of a douche to keep going. And but the thing is, I am also predicting because it's a no disqualification match. That means that what's his face? The stupid Nick Wayne, right? Nick Wayne can come in and cheat, and anyone else that's on Christian's corner can come in and cheat and stuff like that. So we got to watch out for that. But I'm gonna give it to Adam. I don't know if he's gonna win or not, but I'm gonna give it to Adam.
I was just, the thing of it is I literally said, when I saw the vignettes with Nick Wayne and like his mom, and I'm like, every time when I saw it, I was like, acting. No, son, do not go there. But mother, you cannot care for me. Like, I was like, God, this is bad. But then like, no, it's like, it's a weird thing with like, why is his mom there? It's focusing too much on the mom.
She's not there to act. She's there to get plowed by the cage.
No. Get it right. She was there to play Christian Cage's kazoo.
Oh, God. It's so weird.
I hate myself right now.
Oh, it's so weird. I think it's just so weird. But anyway, I'm gonna go with Copeland. I mean, it makes more sense. I mean, it would make no sense because like they've been building their feud for a long while now, and like you said, Christian doesn't need the belt, so it only makes sense for. I mean, the pay-per-view is called World's End, and like you could literally have Edge, Adam, do a whole promo going like, see, the pay-per-view is called World's End and your world ended. They do some promo like that. Some dumb. Yeah. Someone's going to say that stupid line. So it's like, come on. It only makes sense. I'm going to go with Copeland. That's my, like I said, brain damage. When in doubt with AEW, brain damage. Brain damage booking.
Well, the fact that everyone keeps getting injured anyway. I mean,
yeah, but
okay.
Jack, wouldn't brain damage booking be that Christian Cage would retain anyway or something?
No, brain damage booking would be Khan will go
Wayne coming in and winning.
No. Khan's brain damage booking will go, I'm going to leave all of the breadcrumbs leading to one direction, and then when you're going that direction, he'll slap the shit out of you and kill you. That's Tony Khan's idea. It's like he's like if Hansel and Gretel, if you took the story of Hansel and Gretel where they left the breadcrumbs going back home and instead have like a witch, they have like Jack Torrance from The Shining chasing him with an axe.
Yeah.
That's his booking.
One thing I want to say, Jack, is I want to assume that whenever they had the crippled MJF defeat and win and retain against Jay White, sorry, you were in your couch or whatever, God,
I was enraged. Let's just say I had to replace my TV. Let's just say that I was.
Did you pull an Elvis? Furious. Did you pull an Elvis?
No. I threw a steel chair at mine.
Okay, there we go.
Gotta keep kayfabe alive. Well, it was a chair, and then I threw a giant knife because of my name. So I had to have a giant knife throw it, like a Final Fantasy villain.
Oh God. Okay. No, you should have did the one-winged angel on. Okay, never mind. Okay. All right, no. Okay. This is kind of a toughie because it could go, this is one of those matches that could definitely go either way, depending on how Tony Khan is feeling. Okay. As pointed out, it would make a heck of a lot of sense if Adam won. If Edge won his match. Anyway, I'm still calling him Edge. I've known him for Edge for like too many years now. Anyway, if Edge wins his match, and if they can try to sue me all they want, they're not getting any money because I don't have it. So I think Edge, it makes sense for Edge or Adam to win because, like you said, you get a huge pop out of that, and especially since there's no DQ, and he have a lot of interferences, but he overcomes that and still beats Christian. That would be good, interesting to see. And personally, that's what I would want to see. If Christian won and retained with all the cheating as the heel, I mean, it still would be interesting because it's Christian. And I just like Christian. He is a great heel. So I'm going to go with Edge for this one because it would make sense if he won based on that alone. He would have like Luchasaurus come out, Nick Wayne, whatever. I don't know. They really dropped the ball with Nick Wayne, honestly. I mean, they haven't done anything with him. So Nick Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne, whoever else Christian can rope in to help him, with the referee looking all like this. Oh, what? Huh? Oh, no DQ. I don't have to pay attention anyway. So there you go. What do you think, Johnny?
Yeah, for this match, both of these wrestlers are really good, actually. But I still think it's going to be Adam. I'm more interested in seeing Adam Copeland win this match. Christian Cage he's a very good heel. But yeah, for this one, I wanna see Adam Copeland win this one.
Yeah, I think we all went with this one. Okay. So let me see here real quick. So next match we got here is, of course, everyone's favorite. We got Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana. Hey, going up against Keith Lee. So this one, I don't know. This one can go either way because Keith Lee is still Keith Lee. But the thing is that Swerve also has that momentum right now. I'm going to give it to Swerve anyway because I don't know. I don't see him taking too many losses now. I guess the tournament's a tournament, whatever. But like in actual singles matches, I don't think he's gonna lose. He might still win this one just for the momentum. It's just kind of hard to say because Keith Lee, he's still a likable guy. He's still somewhat over. They like the little feud between him and Swerve that isn't quite over yet, apparently, and that kind of thing. But what are your thoughts, guys?
Jack is muted.
It could kind of go either way. Just to be a contrarian, I'll just say Keith Lee. I mean, honestly, I don't really, to be honest, like, this match is kind of irrelevant, but I'm going to just say Keith Lee. No real reason. Just like no real reason. I just kind of want to why not? Throw him a bone, but I don't think they will. But
All right, for me, I think it's going to be Prince Nana is going to jump in there and win. Anyway, no, I think it's going to be Swerve, honestly, because as pointed out, he's got a lot of momentum. He really should not have lost his part in that tournament. It should not be Moxley in the sorry. Anyway, yeah, since Swerve got screwed in the tournament, I think he's going to win the singles match. So yeah, I think it's going to be Swerve. And like I said, he has just too much going on right now. Even though he's a heel, he's like an over heel. So Keith Lee is just Keith Lee, even though it's interesting with those two together again, fighting against each other. I just don't know. I think what happened was that Tony Khan went through his little chest, right? It was like, oh, that's right. I had them fighting each other at one point because they used to be friends and now they're not friends. I want to see that again. and it put them together and boom. So yeah, I think Swerve's gonna win though. How about you, Johnny?
Yeah, for this match, but I think I think it's gonna be Swerve Strickland. I just like the way he fights. He's a very good heel. I like his personality. You have Prince Nana, doing the dance and all that. So I definitely want to see Swerve Strickland win this match.
Now we need Jack to do it now.
No.
Oh, Jack's gonna be like Rouge. She's gonna be all no.
That's me. I'll be like, just do that. No.
Oh man.
No, I honestly, I will say, the one thing I will say right now, flat out, Swerve is the best wrestler that they have on their roster. At the same time, they're not using him right. They won't use him right for probably another 2 years. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling they're not going to do anything with him for the next 2 years. And as much as that pains me to say, it's probably true. Just like how I don't see them doing anything with Jay. I don't see them dropping the belts off of MJF anytime within the next year or two. And it seems like to me either within the next 2 years, either Jay and Swerve are going to jump ship, or maybe I'm wrong, but that's my guess based off of the way they've been booking. So
I forgot, was Swerve, because I know that Keith Lee was recently released around the time, whatever, but was Swerve in WWE before?
Yeah, he was the NXT North American champion.
As like
he
the
was
same name still, or some other name? Same, like still Swerve?
Yeah, he was just known as he was just known as Swerve.
Mm.
So he just added the Strickland because that's his real last name. And then it was just Swerve, and then he had that faction for a bit called Hit Row, and then that kind of went nowhere. And then Keith Lee was the former NXT champion, and he was a great NXT champion. And then since he came here, he's been... It's funny because it's literally the battle of the underused talent. The underutilized non-white talent specifically. Just saying. Am I going there? Yes, I am.
Yes, you did.
And if we were monetized, we're now demonetized. So.
All right, next match.
Well, did Johnny say anything?
Yeah, he
he already went.
Ah, cool. Okay.
Said Swerve, and then they gotta start dancing.
And it was like, no.
So here we have for a, they still work here. Clap, 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 clap. We got Miro, the Redeemer, versus Andrade El Idolo with CJ. I guess Andrade is satisfying his wife now in a singles match. And so for this one,
wait. Like you just mentioned that they still work here. See, that's when I was joking because they got that crazy devil thing going on. They got all the characters, everyone running around with their mask of the devil. And remember what I told you? I bet there's a whole bunch of people on the AEW roster is like you would be saying they still work here. They're giving them something to do. They're the devil's minions.
Certain wrestlers on this roster, I think of it more like that scene from The Grinch when he sees his old caretakers. He's like, "Are you two still living?" Like that's basically me. Like that's kind of like me. I'm like, "You're still here?" Like when we heard about Sean Spears. Oh no, it's like Sean Spears' contract's up. Or there's a great clip there's a meme from a show called Top Gear, which is about cars, and this British guy's like, oh no, they took away the Model X3, and he goes, oh no. Anyway, and it's like that. It's like that with AEW. It's like,
like the Loki thing, like, Sean Spears is leaving AEW. Oh yes, so sad. Anyway, so
yeah.
Yeah. So anyways,
Exactly.
guys, I'm gonna give it to Miro because I still see Miro. I mean, he still is the beast. He still is the redeemer. And how dare Andrade be touching his wife and all that. I know that technically speaking, he's not his wife, and it's so weird though because it's like they do all the promos. Oh yes, I satisfy my wife, and my hand up high, my wife down low, and all that kind of junk. Then they bring in Lana as CJ, whatever. That's her real name. But
CJ Perry.
She's not his wife, I think, in kayfabe, in AEW. So I don't,
No,
but
she
anyway,
is. That's the thing. She is. They even say she's his hot, flexible wife, and he's trying to keep anyone away from her. That's the whole problem.
So why the
But
fuck
I'm
is
also
she with
like,
Andrade, though? I'm kind of lost on that part.
because she wants to be a manager, and he doesn't want anyone to be. He doesn't want her there. He wants no man to be near her, basically. That's the whole premise with the storyline.
CJ wants that Latino heat. She wants to call him Papi.
But what's so fucking funny and what's so funny and so stupid about this storyline with Miro is that his wife is more of a focus than he is. Like, they did this exact storyline in WWE, remember, where they made like him a cuck to his own wife? And like she was with Dolph Ziggler. Like they did this already. I'm like, why is it that Miro is always a cuck? What is it like? Is this a part of his contract? You will make me watch and sit in the corner. It's like, no, stop it. But my theory is it's gonna more. I think it's gonna be Andrade. I think he's just a better wrestler, to be honest. I love Andrade.
Wow.
I like Miro,
about
but I
Miro
like him.
is that he has whatever it's called. I think now it's called. No, I forgot what they call it now. I think it was the accolade in WWE. I forgot what they call it. I think it's called the Game Over or something. But,
Game Over. They call it the Game Over. Yeah. But the thing of it is like
that's so protected though. Andrade's in trouble if he gets in there.
Right. But the thing of it is I think Andrade has more of a speed element to him, and also Andrade, like Miro doesn't very often. He doesn't very often use weapons, but Andrade is not prone to cheating. So, I mean, it makes more sense for him to cheat. Plus, who knows? Maybe they'll have a Ric Flair cameo, considering he's his son-in-law.
The random thing is, he's gonna shove a super spicy wings in Miro's mouth, and then he's all,
or he'll take a Ric Flair energy drink, just smack his head with it or something. He's like, "This is for me, Papi."
Oh my god! That's the problem. That's the problem. Miro might redeem CJ, but Andrade's her Papi.
Oh. Muy caliente. I just wanted you to say that. I didn't give mine. Go ahead, Johnny.
I know, but just different because poor Johnny's always like last. It's like, forget about me.
No, they was like, go on, Johnny, the man of the hour. Go, Johnny, go.
This whole thing is a hot mess.
Caliente.
Hey, who let you in their bedroom, Johnny?
Woo!
God. No, but in all seriousness, this match, it's very gimmicky in a certain way. Because it's like the whole, I guess CJ is supposed to be Andrade manager, but, she still looks like she's kind of flirtatious with him, and then, Andrade has to let heat going on, so I don't know. And then Miro's there, and it's like, what the hell's going on here? But putting that to the side, I think Andrade, though, is a much better wrestler as well. I think he's going to win the match, and I think he needs to redeem himself a little bit because I don't think he hasn't really fought much, have he?
I think he's supposed to be in Collision, but the problem is even there, I don't think he's like been seen much.
Yeah, so at least like for this pay-per-view, it'll do him good that he actually wins this match.
I mean, he did do a pretty decent. He did okay in the tournament, but it wasn't like worth writing home about.
Mm.
The one thing I also feel is that I know CM Punk is gone, and I know the whole Collision thing was because of Punk, but at the same time, it was also supposed to be like for Miro, Andrade, and Thunder Rosa, and they're barely in it anyway, so it's kind of the same thing with those three.
Yep.
Oh. Hmm. I don't know what to think of this match, honestly. Honestly, I really don't know. But I'm going to go with... you know what? Since Johnny and Jack are going with Andrade, I'll just go with Miro just because. I can't choose Andrade because I think he's cuter, so I'm going to go with Miro.
I think, technically speaking, can we consider this a CJ on a pole match? Technically speaking, and then whoever wins decides, whose pole she's on.
Oh, that's so wrong. I love it.
But it's not. I mean, it's wrong in the wrong sense, but I don't know if it's wrong in the match sense. Who knows?
You're gonna make Tony Khan get a heart stroke right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh goodness. So the next match we got here is everyone's favorite, the Breakfast Club here. This time consisting of Claudio Castagnoli and Bryan Danielson with Mark Briscoe and Daniel Garcia on there, going up against Brody King, Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Rouge for another 8-man tag team match. Now this match already, just me naming the guys in it, does sound like Tony Khan is digging around the chest and just getting any random action figure he can. Oh, I still got the Brody King one. Oh yeah, the Mark Briscoe one. Like wow, this is kind of a weird, just weird, But
I don't care.
This
I
is
just don't.
This is, I don't know. I'm gonna give it to the Combat Club because I just don't know. But oh damn. And that's another example, because the bad thing is kind of what Jack is saying. Another example of of Jay White not being used right, because what the fuck is he even doing in this match? You know what I mean? It's like
Wait, I have a question.
Briscoe and Garcia, like they have absolutely nothing to do with the Combat Club. I don't know if they even exchanged words,
Wait, no, but I think, okay, going back to the tournament, I think those like Garcia and who did you say? Garcia and
Briscoe are in the same.
Briscoe, I don't think they got any points for that tournament or whatever. So maybe that's what it is. It's like everyone who kind of lost or couldn't get enough points to like get to the like higher rankings, and they just shoved them all together and said, hey, well, we got to fill the card with something, so let's throw you guys in there. So there you go.
What's so dumb is it feels like a create your own 6-man tag match.
It does.
You just threw a bunch of wrestlers together.
Select.
Yeah, it literally feels like that. I'm like, this is the Mario Party of tag team wrestling.
This is video game. This is literally video game wrestling here, just with that whole card. It's like there's nothing here to care about.
Because you have 3 different villains who have never interacted. Like, I've never seen Brody King even talk or go by Jay White. I've never seen Roosh near Daniel Garcia or near Brody King. I've never seen Brody King interact with any. Oh wait, no, that's not true. Roosh did fight Brody King, but it was back in Ring of Honor. But what the hell's the point? What is the point? It's literally this is Khan encapsulated. And so because of that, I'm going to default into LOL. Breakfast Club wins.
Yeah, more than likely. It's probably going to be the Blackpool Combat Club. They will probably win. If I were to just close my eyes and pick someone, I'd probably just choose someone like Rouge, but it's probably going to be Blackpool Combat Club with this ugh,
The
dumpster
thing
fire of a
is,
thing.
I would consider Brody, unfortunately, and Lethal kind of sort of down on the card and stuff, but I just feel bad because Roosh and Jay White should not be in there because they're all going to look bad like by association because they're going to lose, they're going to get their asses whooped and whatever. It's just they should have picked other people there, not Jay White and not Roosh.
But I
Am I
also
right
think
or am I right about the burial of Jay White? I fucking called it.
no, but I
Video
also
game
think
wrestling.
no, but I still think with this setup, with all the people involved in this match, ignoring the Danielson and what I call him Cesario, um, ignoring those two, it just feel like if I remember some of those points right, I think they all didn't get enough points to qualify or whatever, so you just shoved them all together. That's how that feels to me in a way. But I didn't really keep up with the points thing, but I'm pretty sure that Daniel Garcia and like Jay White, like them, I'm pretty sure. No, Mark Briscoe, I'm pretty sure he got like no points, I think. If I remember that right, but I don't know. Johnny?
This whole match just freaking weird. Like, oh my goodness, like what the hell? But just for the sake of it, I don't know. I guess the Comeback Club, just because I got to choose a victor. It's still going to be interesting though, just to see Daniel Garcia fight against I don't know Jay White, Jay Lethal, Brody King, and Roosh. Like it's going to be kind of interesting to see that. But other than that, it's kind of like, what's going on here?
So let me get this straight, just so I'm clear. So the semifinals or the finals of the tournament, the semifinals of the tournament was down to Swerve Strickland, Jon Moxley, and Jay White. Jon Moxley goes to the finals, fair enough. Swerve gets his own match against Keith Lee, and Jay White gets a 6-string on a tag team match in the bottom of the card. I'm just saying. I'm pointing out this because
they're not even giving them CJ Perry, like
nothing. They're not giving him anything. I'm like, this makes no sense because it's a simple matter of like, I don't know. Like this makes no sense. Like, and that's the problem is because this is typical AEW. So there's me using logic again. Because I'm just gonna, you know what? I'll just go off of Shivani. It doesn't matter. Lol, all kayfabe.
I was wrong about the points thing. For Jay Lethal is the one that didn't get any points. Looks like it. The others did get something though.
So now we're gonna go. Oh,
I don't know. I'm good.
So now we're going to go for the main event here, which is MJF versus Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship. We found out in the recent episode of Dynamite that, not only did MJF lose the Ring of Honor titles because he got jumped by, they were supposed to fight against two guys, dressed in black or whatever, two guys working for the devil, the other devil, the fake devil, whatever. But the third one from under the ring bashed him with a steel pipe. So MJF got pinned, and these two mysterious guys are the new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champs. And then Samoa Joe was revealed to be working with the devil, so Samoa Joe fucked him up and bashed up his shoulder. So now we're going to be entering this match with MJF with a bad shoulder against Samoa Joe. This one's kind of hard to say. I don't know. I guess. I mean, I know what Jack said earlier, but another year with MJF as champ, I don't know. He has to drop it sooner or later. If not now, then but we'll see. But anyways, MJF with the bad shoulder and stuff, it's like, after he beat Jay White with a bad leg and he could barely stand, I don't see the bad shoulder being that much. Because even if you have a shoulder that and all that, it's not as bad as barely being able to stand. You know what I mean? That's worse. So MJF will probably win. Now what I am hoping for is that they'll finally reveal who the devil is, and also by proxy reveal who the tag team champs are, because it's kind of weird having tag team champs and you don't know who the fuck they are. And most people
work here.
yeah, most people are thinking that it's gonna be like the Kingdom or something, and then the devil was gonna just be Adam Cole. Now the thing is, if Adam Cole turns out to be the devil, then I'm thinking that the next pay-per-view will be MJF versus Cole, but this time, without the whole "he's my best friend," like Jack says. That I would kind of see him being the person to take down MJF. We could say that they were playing the long game or whatever, but that I can see happening. But Samoa Joe, at least for storyline purposes, I don't know. I don't see MJF losing to him. They're going to do the whole underdog and, against all odds. And I'm assuming the devil's going to send his goon somewhere during the match. Maybe the referee's like knocked out or some shit. But despite everything, our great douchebag hero, no, scumbag, right? Our great scumbag hero wins the match regardless. So I'm thinking MJF's still going to win. And Jack's going to probably end up buying another TV. But luckily, there's always holiday sales. You can probably get a good one, good replacement TV at a decent price.
I was gonna say you're a little wrong about the referee being knocked out. No, the ref is just gonna be looking over there. Oh, ooh, shiny.
Well, when you have to remember, Sky Blue dropped something, Because I swear, every time it's a match with Sky Blue or Tony Storm, okay, now the cameraman's focused. Now he's not like filming the wrong area or whatever,
Hey, Johnny, you go first.
Okay, so for this match, I'm just going to keep it simple, straight to the point. I think it's very predictable at this point. I think MJF is kind of like the AEW's golden boy at the time being, so I think he's still going to win the match. That's the way I see it. It looks very predictable. I mean, yes, he has his arm beat up or whatever, but they're still going to do that whole like MJF was still able to withstand the pain and still win this match. Like they're going to do that whole corny shit with him. So yeah, he's probably going to win this match.
Okay, here's something interesting. I don't remember where I read or heard this, but I heard something like MJF, like IRL, real life, that he would like to be able to take all or do other things outside of wrestling because of I guess he's starting to get the acting bug. So what if there's a possibility that they do let him he does drop the belt so that he can get that extra time away? So I'm thinking along the lines of that too. Because he said he likes, because like they enjoy it, but they want to, venture out of it. So I'm wondering if that's going to play into something and why they keep injuring him up so bad, like, story-wise. But at the same time, it would make sense if we got MJF versus Adam Cole again. But with Adam being all busted up in the ankle and MJF being busted up too, I mean, it's... But then knowing Tony Khan, he probably let MJF keep it, and then he rarely defend the title. Oh, and there are other people that want to go for it, like Wardlow and stuff. So
Wardlow would be like my next pick for like the devil, if it's not Cole. But I just don't know who his goons are. You know what I mean?
They still work here. I think I'm going to stick with MJF for this one because there are other people that want MJF, so maybe they want, I don't know. It's just, MJF, I'll go with him. I could see but then again, where would the story go if Samoa Joe loses? What would they do with Samoa Joe?
It's hard to say, because the thing is, right now, the whole plot with the devil and stuff, I don't know.
But, yeah. if he loses,
But the thing is, remember when
They
you're
literally
not
have
thinking
turned-
that far ahead, chances are Tony Khan isn't either. So
see, that's my problem with this. See, I'm trying to think of how things would work like in the long run, and he's thinking, it seems like Tony Khan only thinks in the moment, but the way he be snorting stuff, who knows? Maybe that's why. So, yeah, but based on that, I want to stick with MJF because, like I said, I mean, but the fact that MJF dropped his Ring of Honor title stuff, he got rid of that. So it just doesn't make sense to have him lose this.
yeah, well,
You know what,
the Ring
brain
of Honor
damage
titles,
booking.
I mean, that kind of makes sense because they can't have him like protect, doing the whole handicap match over and over and over. You know what I mean? Especially
No,
Oh, they've already done it. They've already done it 3 times. Why not? Who cares?
but also like what I was just saying too, with with that. I'm talking about when Joe dropped his title and stuff because he wanted to go for that world title off of MJF. Why bother even setting that up if there's no payoff? Is what I'm saying. So it wouldn't make
Because they wanted to add more.
Huh?
They did it because they wanted to add more prestige to this match. Because let's be honest, let's be honest. Does anyone on the surface give shit about a match between MJF and Samoa Joe when we've already seen the outcome less than 3 months ago? No. So they did it to add prestige to the match because they needed a reason. And let's be honest, they couldn't have Joe keep the title because it's because Ring of Honor doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to him. It hasn't mattered because it only mattered when Jericho was the champion or when Claudio was the champion. Now they don't care. Because this is what should have happened. What should have happened is Joe should have dropped the TV championship at Final Battle against Mark Briscoe. That's what should have happened because that was the storyline that they kept building for months and months. But cut to that. The fact of the matter is there's 2 things I'm going to guarantee that are going to happen. One, MJF is going to retain. Because, lol, who gives a shit? And 2, they're going to reveal who the devil is, and it's going to be someone, and both of the answers to those questions are going to be really fucking stupid. Who's the devil? It's either going to be Adam Cole, which wouldn't make any sense because he can't even walk, or Jungle Boy. It's one of those 2, and that's the only 2 options that make any sense. Because if it's Jungle Boy,
why Jungle Boy?
Because he has been off TV since the Punk incident. He kept him under contract. He hasn't been on TV, and they want to build up momentum with him without having to use him on TV because he's so controversial. They want to use the momentum of Punk, and they go, haha, we kept the real villain because he cost us Punk and blah, 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 blah. And he already has
the body size, though. It's a bigger...
Yeah, but the body size doesn't work for Wardlow either.
Good point.
Yeah, so the idea of it being Wardlow, it's not some giant frickin' like 6-foot guy going with a tiny little mask. It's a scrawny dude. It's a scrawny, skinny dude, just like Jungle Boy. So it would make sense for it to be Jungle Boy, and it's probably Wardlow's probably one of his goons because they all have to. The whole thing with the devil, first of all, beyond stupid, and should have already happened. They had an out. I already said what I said about Full Gear. But the fact that they haven't revealed it yet means that it's going to get more and more disappointing the more they milk it. And the reason, and they're going to say something stupid about how MJF wins the belt, and it's going to say something stupid on the screen like, your championship may still be in your possession, but your world will now end. And then they attack. And then it's gonna take off the mask, and it's gonna be either Adam Cole or Jungle Boy, and everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, Becky!" And that's what's gonna happen. Because, like I said, it's gonna be fucking stupid.
Now, how injured is Cole in real life?
He actually he's gonna be out for at least 3 more months.
Oh,
No.
3 or
I know
4
who the
more
devil
months
is.
because he had a double ankle fusion. So he had both his fibia and tibia snapped in his ankle. So he had literally screws on both ends going that way.
Oh
So
gosh. I know who. I
yeah,
know
all
who.
because of some stupid bit that wasn't even pre-planned. It was literally when it was ironically when he fought Joe and he ran to the ring and he jumped off the side of the stage and he went, oh, like, then he just, oh my God, guys, I'm here for you. Yeah. And then they ran in the ring and helped him. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, Cole, we're off TV. Oh, thank you. Like, like that's literally what happened. Literally fell to the floor like, after it went off air.
Wait,
Literally what
I was
happened.
about to say I know who's gonna. I know who's gonna be under that mask. It was me all along, and here's our new announcement. The announcement is that I'm the devil. I'm the devil because I announced it, and we're going to announce another announcement later on in the show when I do another announcement.
It was me, Austin, all along. I'm just kidding. Because the thing of it is like, if it was any of the other regular villains, they wouldn't be hiding. So it has to be someone who either wants to take everything from MJF or has a history with MJF in some capacity. It's the only thing that makes any sense. I believe probably, I honestly
That's the
think,
thing, though. What history does Jungle Boy have with MJF? The only thing he had was just that Pillars match.
because of that, well, literally, MJF would never give him a title shot. He gave Guevara a title shot. He gave Darby a title shot. He would never give Jungle Boy a title shot. And the first match they ever had was against each other. It was the first match. Remember, he beat him. The very first match that happened at the very first pay-per-view was against him and Jungle Boy, and he beat Jungle Boy. And he literally said, oh, ever since you beat me, my career is... You could see the writing on the wall. It's predictable. You know what's going to... I mean, it's so obvious. It's like so obvious that it's brain damaged. And like I said, low brain damage booking. And to go with what Wendy said, it's also the other thing is that MJF is... The thing that makes me laugh is they don't book MJF like a protected champion. Like, good example, the way they're booking Roman Reigns in WWE is as a protected champion. They book MJF as Hogan. They book MJF as Hogan in WCW. He's simultaneously so protected and yet could beat everyone single-handedly by farting slightly in their direction. And like, that's how they design him. And it doesn't make any sense for his character because it's like, you're weaselly, you cheat, and yet you're so strong you can beat everybody. It doesn't make any sense. So it's the same principle that I'm just like, because it doesn't make any sense, I'm just going to go with MJF winning. It's the only thing that makes sense. It makes sense because it doesn't make sense. Keep the belt on MJF for another 2 years. Probably going to happen. And then they're just going to milk the shit out of it to the point where the fans are so sick of it. And then they go, wait a minute, now we're going to drop the belt. I think that's what's going to happen. I'm really calling that. I think that's what's going to happen. But I guess, you guys will tell me what happens.
Johnny?
He already mentioned his.
Oh, that's right. Jack let him go first. Okay, so yes, I guess we're all going for MJF and everything. As of right now, Rampage is almost wrapping up, live, TV time. And yeah, so far I'm not seeing any new matches, and they didn't update the Battle Royal participants either. So, but just going real quick, any other news that we see here? The only news I could think of is, just minor things. QT Marshall parted ways to the AEW, Sean Spears parted ways to the AEW. Let me see here. The whole Ric Flair woo wings, thing that he's doing right now. And the rumors also that Mercedes Moné is actually going to go back to WWE instead of AEW, which I'll see how, we'll see how that goes.
Actually, there's an update with that, because the thing of it is she just filed 2 copyrights with the copyright patent of Monet. One was Cash is Monet, like money. And then I forgot what the other one is. So that means if she did a patent for those, that means she more than likely going to stay on the indie circuit. Probably go to New Japan, maybe go to Impact, considering Trinity's there. Because she made the deal that she would only sign with she said, according to a report, she would only sign with WWE if she gets paid more than Charlotte Flair. That was the actual agreement she wanted.
Yeah.
And they said, we'll get back to you, which means nope.
Even though people like her more than Charlotte Flair, you know what I mean? Like I know she's Ric Flair's daughter. You want to coast off her last name, but you know, they like her more. So
also,
while it's
Camille,
not in the same vein, it is kind of a, you know, CM Punk versus Jungle Boy kind of thing, sort of.
Also, Camille, the former NWA Women's Champion, who held the championship for over 800 days. She is a free agent as of now. She's officially a free agent. No, she just let her contract expired. Yep, she's officially a free agent, which means and she is a very good wrestler. So
yeah, I've seen some of her matches.
She could potentially show up here. Who knows? She could show up in AEW. She could show up in Impact, WWE. I don't know. And then I don't know if you guys have mentioned all the big news that happened in Japan with the merger of all the companies and all of that.
Not really.
Basically,
you
the short version,
more into detail of that if you know what the companies are and everything.
Yeah. So the short version of it is there are 9 major companies in Japan. So there are 9 major wrestling promotions in Japan. There's All Japan, New Japan, Stardom, DDT, Pro Wrestling Noah, Dragon Gate, Tokyo Joshi Pro. I forgot what the other 2 are, but they're get Sendai Girls, and then I forgot the other one. I think Ice Ribbon. Anyway, they're all separate Japanese wrestling promotions, but they have all unanimously become and joined forces together into one global Japanese wrestling superpower known as, hold on, I wrote it down. It is called, hold the thought. I wrote it down, sorry. 9 organizations, United Japan Pro Wrestling, UJPW, which is basically the Japanese version of the NWA, like the old territory style, but in Japan. And their main goal is to spread Japanese wrestling worldwide, which I think is a huge, awesome thing. And the biggest shock of all, they took all of New Japan, Bushiroad took all of New Japan management and terminated everyone and put in new people in charge. And the first person who became the official president of New Japan Pro Wrestling is the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. He is the official New Japan Pro Wrestling president, which is the first time that New Japan Pro has had an official wrestler in charge since Inoki-san. So, and like his nickname is the once in a century talent. He's won every belt. He's done everything. It only makes sense for him to be running the show, which I just think is kind of crazy that literally 2 of the biggest wrestling companies in the world, WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling, are now run by 2 wrestlers. And also he's going to be wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom. That means the president of the company is going to be wrestling at the company's biggest show, which is crazy to me. I'm like, that's crazy. He's not for a major belt, but he's not for the major belt. He's going to fight Zack Sabre Jr. for the TV championship, but still, it's kind of crazy. So this will be his first official match as the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I'm like, I don't know. It's wild to me. It's crazy. It's wild. I haven't, as of the time of taping this, they just wrapped up Stardom's biggest wrestling pay-per-view, which is Dream Queendom 3, and they had the main event was Micah versus Suzuki for the vacated World of Stardom champion. So there's a guaranteed new champion. I don't know who it is. Both of them have never been champions, so that's kind of like all the big news in Japan, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And then, like I said, all the stuff going on with CM Punk now in WWE, it's like really interesting. Just it's exciting to be a wrestler. And then starting on January 13th, TNA is officially back to being called TNA. It's no longer Impact. I'm like, they got their license back. It's crazy. It's a great time to be a wrestler.
How did they lose it in the first place?
Long story. Short version is Jeff Jarrett had it, sold it to Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter had Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, and Vince Russo in charge. They got rid of the six-sided ring, then tried challenging WWE in the Monday night ratings, and basically harpooned the company to the point where they had to sell the name TNA to another company and then called themselves Global Force Wrestling. And then they tried selling it to Billy Corgan. And then Billy Corgan had it for 2 years, and he was like, fuck this place. I'm going to make my own company. And then he ran in NWA. That's where he's at now. And then Dixie Carter bought it back again. And then she sold it to Anthem, who then changed it to Impact. And then they've been doing so well ratings and money-wise that they just rebought after she sold it. She put Scott D'Amore and Don Callis. Don Callis was in charge of Impact Wrestling with Scott D'Amore. And then Don Callis left because he's like, I'm going to be hanging out with Kenny. I'm going to be focusing more on New Japan and AEW. So he literally left it to Scott D'Amore, and the ratings and the numbers and the money was so much better than it had been in a long time that they were able to acquire back their TNA license. So now they're TNA Nonstop Action. As of January 13th, Hard to Kill, it will no longer be Impact Pro Wrestling. It will be TNA Total Nonstop Action once again. So
now Trinity is the current Impact Knockouts champ, right?
Yeah, and she's doing a great job. She's actually got a really cool finishing move now. Like she does like a submission style move where it's like kind of it's kind of like, you remember the Black Widow that what's her name used to do? AJ Lee. Yeah. So imagine that, but she's sitting down while doing it. So like imagine like a figure 4 style version of it. It's really cool the way she does it. Yeah, she's the Impact Knockouts champion, which will then be turned into the TNA Knockouts champion. And then Alex Shelley of the Motor City Machine Guns is the TNA Impact World Champion. Big shock to everybody.
What has Kylan been up to? Because I know she's no longer a tag team champ like before.
She was a tag team champion, and then she was doing a little bit of solo work, but I think right now they're just kind of like in a transitional period, so they haven't really done too much building because they just are in the process of processing. So like she was in a tag team, and now I think they're just kind of like trying to build up the roster from the ground up. So I think she's still a part. I believe she is still part of the TNA roster, but I think they're just kind of building her up right now. But the main person they're focusing on, the main match that's going to happen at
Hard to Kill, you said?
Hard to Kill. The main event is going to be Moose versus Alex Shelley for the title, TNA World title, and then Trinity is going to fight Jordan Grace for the first time.
Oh, Jordan Grace.
So so that's going to be a really interesting match. And Jordan Grace has gotten a lot better. Like her nickname now is the Juggernaut, but she's like fucking ripped to shit. Like literally looks like an action figure. She looks like Rainbow Mika.
No.
Yeah, she's like, I'm like, I don't know if you see that clip of she was on the indie circuit, and because she's married to Jonathan Gresham. Yeah. And they had a match called the Battle of the Households. It was, and the woman who was recording it, you hear her, and it was so funny. She was doing commentary. She's like, "This is for the dishes." Why? And it smacks him. He's like, "This is for not doing the laundry." Why? I was dying laughing. It was so funny. God. It was good. But yeah, that's all the news that's been going on lately. You already know about Sonny going to prison. So yay!
Oh yeah, that thing. Let me see one
27
more
years.
time, but yeah, nothing else is they still haven't updated this unless the person, whoever. Well, I guess Wikipedia anyone can update it, right? But yeah, there's nothing going on. I haven't seen any what do you call it? New matches. They haven't announced who's going to be in the Battle Royale. So again, we can't really predict that one. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. It wraps up for this episode. I don't think there's any other major news here and there. Like I said, we're going to have to take Johnny for a road trip or some wings, and all that. But and if the wings are too spicy, down it with the energy drink, right? And all that. Or as Wendy's driving over there, she'll have the woo energy. There you go. You'll drive with the power of woo energy, so that.
But don't swerve. But don't swerve when you drive.
Yep. There you go. Oh, that's one thing you got to add to your playlist, Wendy. Whenever we're doing the road trips, add Swerve's theme song in there. All right, guys. So this is year's end as we covered World's End. This is the last episode of the year. America's #1 cure for insomnia. If you're having aches and pains and the shakes because you've been going days without sleeping, listen to us. We'll knock you right out. This is Mark Rodriguez signing off here.
Jack Knives from Jack Knives Reviews signing out for the year.
This is Wendy, also known as Jupi Chan or Ninja Jupi, your choice. Now I'm going to turn this over to the one, the only, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that's too sweet to be sour, Johnny Rodriguez.
It's Johnny Rodriguez, guys.
Yep, and we'll see y'all next time. And I guess in this case, we'll see y'all next year. Take care, guys. All right, guys, a quick update here. They just announced another match a couple of hours after we were done filming and everything, and most of us went to bed and stuff. So we got an extra 0-hour match. It's going to be Willow versus Chris Statlander. And I think the storyline with them is that the powers that be are trying to drive a wedge between them for whatever reason. I think that Stokely guy is like booking these kind of matches involving them. And I guess right now to further escalate, well, let's just put them against each other. And hopefully, like whoever loses will be a sore loser. And then we're going to start, some kind of drama between those two. I mean, so far they're still besties. So far they haven't like done whatever, but hey, we'll see what happens, And just real quick, I want to say that Jack and Johnny both went with Willow. And I want to say it now because that way, just in case that Willow does win the match and then we do the review later, it doesn't look like, yeah. We're all saying we went for Willow because obviously she won and, the power of hindsight. But no. This is still before the event. The event's not for another 4 or 5 hours, sort of. And so as of right now, Johnny and Jack, and yes, myself, no. Johnny and Jack are going for Willow. I'm going for Chris Statlander. Maybe to be the contrarian, but I'm a big fan of Chris Statlander. And, I just like her style. I mean, obviously, I wish, like they said, more character. But her in-ringness, being, the power girl. It picks up 2, 3 girls at once sometimes and slams and stuff. I like her overall look and gimmick and stuff like that. It's just they need to give her a bit more character. Because even Willow has more character. Willow's, like, bouncy and fun and dancing and whatever. Like, she has that vibey energy. Yeah, But Chris Statlander, she's kind of there just to kick ass and leave. And it's like with Jack, either Jack or I think it was Jack that said, even back then with the alien boop thing, that was still something. That still made her kind of cute in her own way with the boop and how everyone would react. Even the referee would be like, oh, getting booped. And so that was still like something. You know what I mean? It wasn't much, but it was something. But your thoughts, Wendy?
All right, so this match just came out of nowhere for me, of course. Of course it did. You got to put something on the card. But Statlander, good. She does have pretty good, in-ring work. Can't deny that. Willow, even for her size, also pretty good in the ring. She's good at selling and all that other stuff. But like you said, she has more of the personality thing going on. Mm-hmm. So it just, okay, well, before I give any kind of a answer here, where do you think the story would go if Chris won? And where do you think they could take it if Willow wins? Because, I think along the lines of that. But of course, depends on who's booking.
It's kind of hard to say because I guess like I said before, Stokely's plan is most likely that one of them's gonna be a sore loser, and that's gonna like break up the friendship and start some drama there. And to be honest, between the two of them, I
Statlander
see
would fit
Chris.
that
Yeah, I
role.
see Statlander being more like I know Willow has her moments where she gets pissed and she's like, she's done taking shit, whatever. But she's more bubbly 99% of the time. So with Statlander taking advantage of the fact that she's for better for worse kind of a clean slate, I mean, she could be the one that could be the bad loser. They could do a thing where the match is over, Willow wins, hey, like she raises her hand, and then when Willow turns around, oh, you fucking bitch, you beat me, and stomping and all the all the heel shit that we like. One thing I do want to see though that's impressive because of course with the power that Chris brings and coupled with the fact that Willow herself is kind of a, shall we say, larger lady, it would be impressive to see, of course, Chris Statlander pick her up and slam her. You know what I mean? She could be throwing, these little Julia Harts and Sky Blues all day, but to see her pick up someone like
you can clean them aside.
Willow and just pick her up and slam her and stuff like.
Whoa! Could you imagine Statlander was so like Riho? Could Riho would be like, come on, and you like fling her around because she was like what 80 pounds, like woo!
Oh, you should have seen there was that one match where it was, I think it was a tag match or something, but it was Willow versus whatever, and it was I forgot her name. It wasn't Maki Ito. It was some other girl that was like with Emi Sakura for a while and everything. But she was also another tiny girl. And I swear, when Willow did the pounce, it looked like that girl was just sent flying. She was like almost like wire food. She was sent flying. That was lucky she didn't fall out of the ring. But she clearly went halfway across the ring just because of how small she is and all that. So, but yeah. But yeah, I would say that the storyline would probably, because that's the thing though, if they like there's so many ways that they're trying to make them go against each other, but the ultimate way is to just flat out make them fight each other like they're doing. So if nothing happens, if they just hug it out anyways, then it's kind of a waste of time, So I would say
Like,
there has to be some kind of something going on,
Well, I guess it's sort of like with the whole Ring of Honor thing with Billy Starks, lost with against Athena, and then at the end of the match, it's sort of like, I want to be her minion again. And I was like,
yeah,
it was kind of just
sad, basically.
No, it doesn't. I mean, she should still be angry enough to want to keep getting her respect in some way, not continually to be under her. But like I said, I guess it depends on how they book it. So since I think I have no real faith in them actually doing something like that, but I'm going to be a contrarian for this one as well. Generally, I would go for Willow for this one, but since there is potential where Statlander would win, because let's face it, Willow is a very positive character, and she approaches things in a positive way. And usually when she gets angry about something, it's usually because, maybe somebody else was wronged or she was legitimately wronged, that kind of thing with her character type. But like you said, Statlander is kind of, quite like that. So I want to go with Statlander for this one. Because like I said, that would be an interesting take on it. Like she's a sore loser and she takes it out on Willow and then they become enemies because of that. I mean, it's kind of a weak story, but it's still something.
Yeah. And it's also kind of like the advantage you can take. I kind of hear Jack saying something like that it's kind of like, it wouldn't be too out of character it's out of character for Willow to be a backstabber, but it wouldn't be too out of character for Chris to be a backstabber because she has no character. So, you can take it. I mean, that's at least one point you can take advantage of. You know what I mean? At least there, she'll have a character now. Now she'll be more heelish or whatever, But we'll see.
Yeah, because I just couldn't imagine Willow. Yeah, Willow is definitely the type of character, how she's, she comes across. She's definitely a character I just cannot a person I could not imagine pulling off being a heel, like at all.
Yeah.
Chris Statlander, on the other hand, she's like, take no mess Statlander. I could definitely see her coming across as a heel. And for that matter.
The thing about Willow is they tried with Willow, but she's just so positive, it didn't work. Because she got that, I think she got some of that mist in her face. But the thing is, unlike Julia and Sky that just decide not to shower for months and just leave it there, Willow was like, I'm gonna just wash this off before it corrupts me, and bam, I'm still a good guy. because she had it for like a match or two, then it was just completely washed off. But like I guess Sky didn't get the memo. But yeah, so that's like the only match we have now. The only thing I would think that maybe it would just be like they just hug it out is because it is a pre-show match, and sometimes they don't do storylines too much in the pre-shows because it's just a pre-show anyway. But I mean,
It's still
I still think there's more story here. It's not just let's have these guys in Japan wrestle because they're big in the indies just because. This one still has somewhat of a story behind it with Stokely there. I wouldn't be surprised if Stokely's like a guest referee during that match or something. Because I know that sometimes when the show starts, Renee and Stokely are doing the whole "Hey, welcome to the pay-per-view," all that kind of junk. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was a not a guest referee, a guest commentator to kind of keep stroking the flames or whatever. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's it for now, guys. That's the only match that we have announced right now. They usually announce a couple others, and so far in the Battle Royale, even if I refresh it now, it's still like just 20 men, but like all to be announced. So we don't know. We have zero idea who it is. So obviously we don't know who they are. How can we?
Well, we know who they are. We already know who it's going to be.
Yes, I know.
Finish
All the
their work
leftover,
here.
yep, all the leftover action
Finish their work
figures.
here.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, it is kind of a clever way to get as many people, because this is the last one of the year. Get as many people in there.
Yeah.
For that one last bang and stuff like that. But
Well, then, in my opinion, the Battle Royale should be wait. This is a pre-show, is it?
Yeah.
The Battle Royale is pre-show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. So I say if they made this part of the main show, I say okay, they have lost their minds. No, that something like that should definitely be a pre-show thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know how it works with AEW. I know WWE, and there's been complaints about it in the past. I don't know if it changed since then because I don't follow anymore, but I know in the past there were lots of complaints that when they do the kickoff show, where was it? I don't know what their show is called. Was it called a kickoff show? Yeah, it's a kickoff show. Whenever they do their kickoff show and the pay-per-view, those don't get included when you buy the DVDs and stuff, So those guys miss out on all the royalties and all the extra money and everything. And I remember there were complaints about that, and stuff. But I just don't know. But of course, that was long ago. That was, I think, even before the Shield divided and stuff, So I don't know how it is.
Oh, wow. That is long ago.
Yeah, that was an old thing. So I don't know if it still keeps going or what, But with AEW, I don't know.
No, back when I still didn't mind Moxley because it was still Dean Ambrose. And I actually like Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, but AEW was like, I don't know how they are. Like, I never bought their things. If you ever like buy their DVDs or something, I don't know if the pre-show matches are still included there or not. The only thing I do know, at least with the Bleacher Report Live, I do know that you can only watch the pre-show that day, like live. You know what I mean? You can only watch it live. And if you watch it, let's say today's the event, but if you watch it tomorrow, the replay, you're going to just watch the straight up pay-per-view. They don't replay the kickoff stuff. So at least the Bleacher Report, that's that. So I don't know if that's any indication of if that's how it works. If you were to buy like a Double or Nothing DVD. I mean, that's probably the only one I would buy, maybe the original Double or Nothing, just to kind of take me back to how new everything felt, with the Cody breaking the throne and all that shit. Everything just felt so like, who would think that the main event of Cody versus Dustin Rhodes would have been like that epic? But anyways, guys, that's it almost feels like a whole other lifetime ago. And now we got, that was before Khan got a little too much into his stash. He got maybe a little bit back then, but now he's just diving his fucking head in there. But anyways, this is Mark Rodriguez here, and any other match that might be announced during Collision, we're not going to count them because it's impossible to edit like in real time like that. But yeah, I'm signing off.
All right, see you guys.